Hi, I'm Chantel Ray, and I've personally struggled for years trying to find out the secret to weight loss. So what I did was I interviewed over 1,000 women, and I said, what did you do? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. What did you do? What did you eat? How'd you do it?
I used the information and these tips that people told me to develop my 5 FIRE rules
that helped me lose over 40 pounds and break my addiction to food.
I guess when you are in that battle in the moment of,
should I eat it or should I not?
Just, if you're even thinking about it, then you're probably full. Just put it down and then push it away. Mm-hmm. Like you have to physically separate yourself. Mm-hmm. I don't have to do that very often, but if it's something that's really, really good, but I'm getting full, then it's, has to go away. Or I'll say, take this away from me because I don't want to eat any more of it. It was good, I enjoyed it, but I'm not gonna enjoy it anymore in the next 3 bites than I have already enjoyed it. We actually have a pretty early dinner. We'll eat like 5 or 6, but if I do eat or snack later in the evening, I will wake up hungry. That's not something I usually do, but I will wake up and hungry and need to eat earlier in the day. So I don't know what that there is to that. Also, I never bought into the 3 square meals a day philosophy. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think we're built that way. I think that our ancestors had to work a lot harder for food than we did and burnt a lot more calories daily than we do. And we don't need a protein and a carb and a vegetable 3 times a day.
One of the things she said that I love that she said, she questioned, the advice you get growing up, 3 square meals a day, if you want to lose weight, eat 6. I'm glad she questioned, where did that come from? Nobody ever questions. So people give you, diet advice, but a lot of the stuff is just stuff they heard. They don't even know where it came from. So I'm glad she said, our ancestors was out there farming and stuff. If I have an office job, I'm not burning any calories driving to my office. I'm not going into the farm for 8 hours a day where I have to eat 3-4 times a day. So I'm glad she said the level of activity really matters of where you got this advice from.
We did not ever have breakfast cereal. They literally, this guy Kellogg developed breakfast cereal.
You got to eat my product, so of course this is the most important meal of the day. That makes sense. So it's marketing this whole time. So we're running around here marketing Kellogg's, we don't even know it.
I eat what I feel like eating. I don't eat sugar-free stuff, fat-free stuff, gluten-free. I eat what I want to eat. But again, having limits of how much you eat of the same thing. Again, slow down. I don't open the refrigerator and put everything that I take out in my mouth.
I don't count calories. I never count calories. And I also sometimes eat at Burger King and, sometimes have dessert. But typically I don't have dessert because I have a really good dinner. And by the time I'm done with dinner, I'm full and I'm comfortably full. I don't count my carbs, and I really don't try to stay away from pasta and bread, but the way that we eat as a family, I think, is just naturally high in protein and vegetables, and so we don't have carbs very often, or if we do, I don't take much on my plate.
So a tip I have for someone who overindulges while they're trying to lose weight, instead of saying, I give up, I'm just gonna go ahead and eat everything I see and overeat and just, say I'm gonna start next week and just be a pig this week. Instead, just say, you know what, I messed up tonight. I'm just gonna start eating good again tomorrow. I'm not gonna let this discourage me. And if you are gonna start a diet, say tomorrow, don't say, well, today's my last day to eat. Just eat normal that day and don't overindulge. It's that overindulgence that gets you off track.
Having too many sweets at night. I just need to be more conscious of that. And rather than having a dessert, I would have just a square or 2 of dark chocolate, if that makes sense, rather than eating a bowl of ice cream or, I would say 60% of the time, 60-70% of the time.
How would you like to stop overeating and stop making food your go-to? Do you want to ditch all of the fad diets and all of the counting calories once and for all? There is a way for you to eat what you're truly craving, never deprive yourself again, and still have weight loss. The truth is, fad diets, meal plans, and counting calories doesn't work because you can't do it long term. Eventually, your willpower gives out, and after weeks of deprivation, you're like, forget it. I'm just going to eat this entire pan of brownies. One thing I talk about in my book and in this video course is the shiny ball diet syndrome, where we move on to the next shiny ball diet since the last one was either too hard or we just didn't want to do it anymore. There's always another shiny diet right around the corner. We blame the diets, but it's really our inability to stick with it that's the problem. But that's okay. A diet is unrealistic and unsustainable. Diets that make you restrict the food get harder and harder as you do them. In this course, you're going to learn what it's like to stop obsessing over every little thing that you put in your mouth. I know what it's like to try every diet under the sun and then to binge in secret and then feel ashamed. I've lost tons of weight only to gain it all back. Does this sound like you? Well, you're not alone. You're not a failure because you can't figure out this weight loss thing. I'm not a doctor, nutritionist, fitness trainer, or anything like that, but I'm someone like you that has spent most of her life obsessing over diets and the struggle with her weight. I've interviewed over 1,000 women and asked them what they ate breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and they taught me so many amazing tips, and you're gonna actually get to watch them. You'll hear from them of exactly what they eat, when they eat, what time they eat, and you'll actually get to see how they eat, which is so powerful. These interviews are invaluable, and I got so much out of them. Every interview I did, I learned one more nugget, and so will you. I use the information in these tips that people told me to develop my 5 fire rules. The 5 key fire rules where you're going to learn how to fast on a regular basis, and it's not going to be crazy hard. We're going to wean you through it. The I for identify true hunger, R for reduce sugar and simple white carbs, E for enjoy real food without deprivation, and S to stop before you're full. I call them fires so you can remember them effortlessly. Each rule is broken down into smaller concepts to make them easier for you to follow. Sign up right now. You're going to get the course for just $79.99. You're going to get $20 off. It's not going to last. Sign up today.